Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. Gentlemen, aspiring gentlemen, and of course, our partners that hold us down, I'm Ron Grant. Welcome back to Season 6 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show that is poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Now don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but instead, real-life lessons that translate through conversation that inspire a generation of greatness. Again, thank you for your support. Today's guest is perhaps one of the coolest, calmest, and always collected individuals. He is a hardworking entrepreneur who is leaving his mark in this generation. I'm so honored, so honored to be joined by the amazing Chad George. We're going to talk about his journey, his inspiration, of course, and what drives him. We're going to be right back after a quick commercial break.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too, offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, you are watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. We are in the heart of Season 6. Thank you guys so much for joining us and, of course, being on this journey. My guest today, Chad. Chad, listen, welcome to the set. Thank you for accepting the invitation, and welcome.
Thank you.
As I said in the introduction, and I truly mean it, because you are always cool, calm, and collected. In my research and with chatting with some individuals prior to the interview, one person said, "I don't even think he gets mad." Do you get mad?
We are human.
Of course.
Yeah, we are human. So yeah, I have my moments where I do get flustered or annoyed or mad in some sense, but I always try to think about the outcome of the situation.
Okay.
And if the outcome does not produce any benefit, then what's the purpose of doing it? So I always try to avoid getting upset or avoid showing any hostility or anything like that. Just move in a positive light, because you don't know who's watching you. You don't know what impact you may have on someone. You don't know what conversation you may have had with someone that may have changed their day in the good and the bad. So I try to make that happen in a good way always, and I always try to be an example that I would want to see for myself. Beautiful. If I was looking at somebody else. So
beautiful.
Yeah, I like to take the credit and say I never get mad. I can't.
But you handle yourself well under pressure.
Yeah, I would like to think so.
Okay.
I would like to think so. But don't be fooled. On the inside, I probably got my nose racking, going crazy and everything. But I try to keep a calm head.
Beautiful. One of the things that I appreciate about you sincerely as well is our conversations. Of course, this conversation is on camera, but even outside of that, you have the ability to listen quite well. And it's always good. It's always positive when you can glean and lean off of like-minded individuals, particularly guys, because iron sharpens iron.
Correct.
And when you're able to sit down and chat and chop it up and share your successes as well as some areas that you can improve upon, I thank you for that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for allowing me to have this space where I could actually say I respect what you have done within your own right, being your own trailblazer in a sense in regards to journalism and media. And I think, that in itself deserves a big praise and a big respect, because, there's not often that you will see a gentleman speaking positively to another gentleman, and it gives the other youth and gives, I wouldn't say just youth, I would say just everyone in general something positive to look at. And I appreciate you creating this space for men to be able to expose the positive that they do in the community, the goals and the dreams that they aspire to achieve, so other people could see it and be inspired by that.
I
You know,
appreciate
so
that. Thank you.
I think we should actually toast to that as well and say,
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so
say
much.
thank you, Ron.
Thank you. You know, you wear many hats
I do.
in the business realm.
I do.
Tell us about your introduction to business and how you really got into it.
My introduction to business, I would say, came from my parents.
Okay.
Both of them are just two hardworking individuals. My mom, who is a perfectionist in her own right, always stayed on me about school, and she's one of the most honest people I know. She believes in doing everything the right way, whether it be doing it by the book or giving a customer something that they could be proud of. My dad is the same way. He's a relentless, hardworking individual, and working with my dad from a very young age in his store, I just learned the grit of hard work and just determination. They both inspired me in the sense of my mom being somebody that worked in doing clerical duties in a construction local construction firm to now being a project engineer in the States and working on projects as big as the Miami International Airport and the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. And my dad just being this person that just never gives up. Like my dad has been through, you know, just like everybody has been through ups and downs and so forth. And I watched my dad persevere through any circumstance. Even when the business got burnt down a couple of years ago when I was in high school, my dad is such a person that you can't kill his drive. You know, so
even that didn't stop him.
Even that didn't stop him. If for example the store got burned down on a Monday, by that Friday my father had a 20-foot container under a coconut tree running business again. So when you have those examples growing up,
love it.
It just creates a fire in you. And I just learned to embrace work because they both taught me if you believe in it and you think that you could get it, that's all you need to achieve it.
Beautiful.
So right now I work with my dad at his company. I have a couple businesses that I started on my own. And
tell us, for the persons who may not know, tell us the name of the company that your dad and you work, Al's Marine.
Yes.
And tell us about the others.
Yes, so I work at Al's Marine with my dad. We do everything from AC refrigeration to domestic refrigeration to home appliances. We really started out as a marine shop, doing rewiring for boats, fixing alternators and generators, and we still have that business running today. Over 30 years now that my dad has been running this business, and
amazing.
I work more so in the AC section, and I have just been basically his right hand in the business in terms of just, in a sense, carrying the mantle. And being that my father is very supportive of all his children and all their dreams, he encouraged me to also embark on my dreams and what I wanted to do. So I went ahead and started Alpha Energy Solutions, which is a company I just, still getting off the ground, still getting it going, and basically is being able to supply alternative energy needs, whether it be solar panels,
terrific,
wind power, solar lights, solar backup generators, anything that is clean energy, green energy, and is something I'm very proud of, something I'm putting my heart and dedication into, and it's something that I embrace truly, and I am determined to make it something that will be recognized throughout the Caribbean.
Amazing, and I am super proud of you.
Thank you.
For I know the vision and the behind the scenes work, but for you to be able to execute it and now introduce it to the public, I think is remarkable. So kudos to that.
I appreciate that. First and foremost, I think once you put God in everything, you make him the first and you make him the last, and everything else you put him in the middle, he'll figure it out for you from there. So my concept in anything, any decision I make, any move I make, I talk to God first.
Amazing.
And then I wait to God. I wait and I listen for his answer last. And through getting that concept and, building my relationship with God, it makes things a lot easier. It makes things a lot more clear. It makes things easier for me to understand and how to go about any process I have. So I do believe on this journey that on entrepreneurship that I'm on, that it is led by God. I do believe it is something that he has put in my heart for me to believe and dream and achieve, and that's the goal.
So I wanna stay there for a bit because, like you, I live, breathe, and it may not look so to the average person, but I am so literally consumed by the guidance of the Holy Spirit, and my conversations with him on a daily basis. It's a conversation, but you have to be able to have an ability to listen as well.
Correct.
Allow him to give you the spirit of discernment.
Correct.
So that you understand, all right, maybe it's not this way, it's this way. Maybe I should pull back, maybe I should go harder. When you just like you described that relationship with God, what would you say that has done for you as a young man?
It has brought peace and happiness. I think once you as an individual understand how important those two things are, I don't think you will seek anything else.
Absolutely.
Because everything else will come after. And once you understand that God is the source of that, you wouldn't go and look for it any other place else. So, when that conversation with God happens, it demands honesty, and it demands patience, and it demands, as you said, discernment, because when you go and speak to him, he already knows what's in your heart, so you just need to be honest and come out and say it.
Yeah. And
you need to be patient for him to replay in a way that you could clearly understand it, and be in a space to hear it and not what you want to hear. And when you get that discernment, it is ever so clear, and it brings a sense of peace because you no longer have the curiosity as to what it is.
Amazing.
You need to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
When you look at our society and you mentioned earlier about having a space like this, where gentlemen support gentlemen and we give each other our flowers. But is there anything that concerns you? Is there anything that keeps you up at night when you just observe the BVI in general? This is our home. So what are you most concerned about?
Just like anyone else, I'm concerned about the future.
Okay.
But not in the sense of, I think it's not in a bad direction. It's just you want to make sure that you leave your mark, or you when your time is done, that you could honestly say that you played your part in carrying the BVA from one point to the next point in the better direction. So I often think about how would I impact the BVA in my own way. And through that, I've started that journey by doing my own little philanthropy, I guess you want to call it.
Yes, it is.
We did a donation at Joyce Samuel Elementary School, or primary school, I should say, where we, my company, Alpha Energy Solutions, donated some solar lights.
Great.
And that was the beginning of something that I want to continue. And I also wanted to be an example that, community service is not just, going and cleaning the streets or feeding the hungry. It could be something that's within your means. If you have a trade that you could share, then you could do that and give it back to your community.
Absolutely.
So I always believe, be the example that you want to see. So by that, I said that, this would be a great initiative to start this journey for myself and to continue, and hopefully, I'm able to do more for my community. People often say, the government needs to do more. I'm not denying that or disregarding that, but I more think about what more can I do for my community and not wait on the
I
government.
appreciate the fact so much that you understand the level of social responsibility that we have and we should have as an individual. And I love the fact that you mentioned it doesn't always have to be money, but in your gifts and services. I had someone when I was leaving the office a while back, I just said I'm going up by the school to speak to some kids,
Right.
and the individual laughed and said, "How much time you talk to them, Sharon?"
Right.
But that's my social responsibility.
Right.
Once you invite me, once you have the platform, sometimes I have to squeeze the time, but it's okay.
But it's so important.
Yeah.
And it means a lot because you probably wouldn't see it today, but that little child that you spoke to, or those children that you spoke to, 10 years from now, they will say, Mr. Ron, I remember when you came and spoke to me at my school, and you said something that I remember till this day. And those are the seeds that we could plant to grow our community in a better direction. So
Absolutely.
I absolutely love that you did that, and I applaud, and I wish more people will continue to do so.
I think it's important.
And not just, some people may feel like, oh, I'm not the type of person, or I'm not fit to do those kind of things. You'll be surprised.
Absolutely.
You'll be surprised at what impact you have on your community.
Tremendous. Viewers, we are chopping it up with the man himself, the incredible, the humble, but always just so cool, calm, and collected. He had to be on this season, my dear friend Chad George. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Gentlemen, it's time to discover That Guy Experience. We are a product line specifically catering to the men with beards. Our products are 100% natural and handmade right here in the BVI. Butters, oils, and cleansing products, all designed to add softeners, shine, and growth to your beard and hair. Visit us at Meraki Hair Clinic or thatguybvi.com and begin your journey as That Guy. We are a life-changing experience. That Guy Hair and Beard Products.
Viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for sticking with us. You are watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 6. We are here with the one and only Chad George. Chad, outside of work, what do you do for fun? What do you enjoy most?
Just like anybody else, just living in the moment, having a good time. Just enjoying the people I have around me, my circle.
Mm-hmm.
I try to appreciate every moment I have with the people within my circle. One of the things that I do every morning and every night, I pray and I give God thanks for letting me see another day.
Mm-hmm.
And not only do I pray for myself, I pray and I give God thanks for having my family see another day, my friends see another day, within anybody within my circle. And I also pray for their circle and that circle beyond that. Because, the life that we live is, what can I say, is like a road trip that has no brakes, it has no pit stops, it has no map. We don't even know when we're going to reach the destination. So when you sit down and think about it that way, it's hard not to appreciate the time you spend with people. Because you don't know the next time you're going to see that person. You don't know how many times after the last time you saw them, you're going to be able to text them or call them or see them. So every moment you have with somebody, you try to appreciate it. And that kind of adds into, me just being positive.
Love it.
Because, we here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
I'm so appreciative that you shared that and the ability to appreciate the people around you. You treat every call, and I am still learning that because I have always been an individual, and I'll tell you a story. I've always been an individual where Thursday or first thing tomorrow morning, or the case is I'm always ahead, scheduling, and I remember one time telling a good friend of mine because our schedules just weren't aligning. I think we were connecting for lunch or something, and I was like, tomorrow for sure. And she said, like, you the author and finish our time, because I said it so confidently, like, definitely tomorrow. But I want to share a very personal story, and I've shared it on this platform before. But recently there was a moment that I shared that really impacted my life, and because of what you just shared, with the appreciation of time and interaction with the people around you. This was a Saturday. And I was at a funeral in Virgin Gorda at the time. Next to me was the Honorable Vincent Wheatley. And I got a call on my phone, and I chuckled and I said to Minister Wheatley, what Brother Kevin calling me for? Ignored the call because obviously I was in a funeral.
Right.
And immediately I texted him back and I said, hey, unable to take the call. I'm in a funeral. And he went on to say that, hey, it's okay. Thank you so much for texting me back. I just wanted to commend you. He literally said, this was a particular interview. He said, I watched it 3 times. And I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate where you're going. And I get it. I really get what your mission is.
Definitely.
Literally giving me my flowers. And I said, thank you, like everything else. Thank you. I appreciate it. Still with the intention to actually call him back to finish the conversation.
Right.
And I rushed over from Virgin Gorda, went back to Tortola, slipped my mind, far from it. Didn't call him back. That night progressed, obviously, and the first thing in the morning, awakened to the news of his sudden illness. And I've had to do a lot of tough things in my job. I've had to write about a lot of people that I am close with, affiliated with, or know personally. But that was the hardest for me, because having just spoken to that individual and it being the last conversation, but a positive one where he literally poured into me and gave me my flowers at that time, to then have to write about his sudden passing was something that I think will stay with me for a very long time. And like you said, the impact of just appreciating who we have and what we have around us is immensely important. So let's make sure we do that.
I totally agree. Yeah. I totally agree. And not to stray from the questions you asked, to further answer it, it doesn't really matter, what it is. I can have a good time doing anything. It's just once I'm living in the moment,
yes,
it's fine with me.
Gotcha.
So it could be me and you having a conversation. To we at one of the biggest parties in the BVI. I live in the moment and I enjoy it for what it is. Growing up, because my father was a marine technician, me and my brothers, we definitely grew up loving boats. And,
nice.
My older brother's actually a captain, and every now and again,
he's in the charter business.
In the charter business, and every now and again, when he gets a chance, we would take a sail, and I enjoy that. My younger brother, who's still in college right now, graduating this summer actually.
Great.
Super, super proud of him. Love him to death. Whenever we link up, it doesn't even have to be an agenda. We just have that bond that when we together, we could be alone doing nothing. It is a moment where we enjoy. And it's the same thing with my sisters. I have 3 sisters that I love dearly. And once we all get together and we have a moment to sit down and talk to each other, I really don't think a itinerary or an agenda need to be had. It's just we enjoy that moment, you know. So to say the things that I do enjoy, I enjoy life.
Gotcha. And you could not have said that any better.
Yeah,
Just
I enjoy
appreciating
life.
time and moments.
And moments.
Yeah. And you're a lot of fun to party with.
Yeah.
Let's not forget
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You are. Don't let it fool you.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun to party with.
Yeah. You know. Yeah.
I have to ask you in moving forward and continuing the mantle, you know, the changing of the guard and really supporting your family, and wanting to be that individual that serves with purpose. Is there anything that you see yourself perhaps working on, projects or anything in the pipeline, if you can speak about it?
Yes, there's a project that I'm working on, but no, I can't speak on it.
Fair enough.
More so, I kind of still believe in jinx.
Okay.
So until that's finalized, I wouldn't speak on it.
Cool.
But I do have God has me in favor, and I do pray that will come to fruition. Goals. Personal goals. Yes, I have a lot of personal goals that I want to achieve. Improving my dad's business and catapulting it to another level, growing the business that I have. And another goal that I kind of just started to roll into because I've been motivated by the people around me. The Deja Hodge, the Kairan McMaster, the Jugus, who basically carry the BVA on their chest and on their back. I want to be able to do that for the BVI in some sense, whether it be through my companies or just my philanthropy work, and just make the BVI known in my own right. You know, not saying the BVI isn't known already, but just make it to the point where you can't get enough for the BVI. You know, and I'm very patriotic to this country. I love this country. It has molded me into the man that I am today. So it's only right that I give my part back to the community and give it back to the BVI.
Love it.
You know?
And speaking of being a proud Virgin Islander, what's your favorite Virgin Islands cuisine?
Cuisine? I'm going to give you a joke. The people around me that know me, they'll tell me, but you can't be from the BVI because I don't like conch.
Okay.
I don't like wilks.
Okay.
I don't do lobster.
Okay.
But I could definitely throw on your mama's wings.
Okay. Cool.
I'm a strong patron of your mama.
That's what's up.
Of course, being from Eastern, Grams is a place that I definitely go very frequently. It's probably embarrassing that, you know, how often I say that.
That's cool.
But I can't say I have a favorite cuisine, but I definitely have some favorite restaurants that
Gotcha.
I patronize very often in the BVA.
Fair enough. Do you have a favorite Virgin Islands drink? Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
I love lemonade.
Okay.
I love lemonade, and I could definitely appreciate a good Hennessy sour.
Okay. Do you have a favorite sister island?
Virgin Gorda, simply because that's where the roots are from.
Okay. Family heritage.
Family heritage.
Beautiful.
And outside of that, Virgin Gorda is just a beautiful gem. You know, is so peaceful when you go over there. To me, anywhere in Virgin Gorda is just peaceful.
Yeah, I enjoy Virgin Gorda as well.
So I love going to Virgin Gorda.
If you could take, and we spoke about, cherishing life and people around you. If you could take one person from yesteryear, it could be personally, professionally, who is no longer with us. If you could go back in time and have that person with you and sit down and have a conversation with them, lunch or dinner, who would it be?
It would be two people. One person would be my cousin Andre, who passed away back in 2007. That's what kind of broke the whole thing of appreciating life. Because I had just spoken to him on at them times so MSN Messenger. And I was telling him, man, I said, because he at that time he lived in the States, grew up in the States. And he used to come down every summer. So I was telling him, man, just come down, don't bother go Texas. Just come. You know. And we weren't really expressive. We young, we kids, whatever. So he wasn't expressive or not like that. But for some reason, before we disconnected after MSN, he was like, man, don't worry, coming. But in the meantime, I miss you guys. Because it was me and my sisters. And yeah, I think it was me and my sisters who were there with me at the time. So he's like, yeah, man, don't worry, coming. You know, miss you guys, I love you guys. And at first I paused, I was like, I ain't gonna tell this man I love you. But I was like, you know, always whatever. Say, hey, man, I said, I miss, I love you too. A couple of days later, he died in an accident and it rocked me because that was my best friend. So if I could talk to somebody again, it would be him.
Okay.
Another person would be my aunt, the late God Fred. That lady was like my second mom. If you ask my cousins today, they'll tell you she had me and my brother spoiled because there wasn't anything. If we ask our aunt for anything, no problem.
Right.
Hey, so I would just like to speak to her again and just let her know how much I love her.
Beautiful.
Not to even say like, you know, to wish to have her back here, I just, wherever she is, I believe she's in a better place. But just to relay that message that, Auntie, I miss you and I love you.
Appreciate
that would be that.
I want to thank you so very much for your authenticity and your ability to just be Chad. It is a genuine, real God-given ability to be yourself, but also to just have such an appreciation and understanding of life that you carry and you wear it so well.
No, thanks.
I appreciate you sincerely, Chad, and I thank you for the conversation and your ability to talk about everything, not knowing what I would ask you. And just being present. Cheers to you. Much success on all the ventures.
I appreciate that, man.
And continue leaving your mark and legacy. I see you and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, brother, and I appreciate you for allowing me to sit on this platform and having this very open and vulnerable conversation.
Yes.
And it was good.
Appreciate it.
It was good.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
Viewers, we have been hearing from the man himself, Chad George, a dear friend. And of course, you are in the heart of season 6, The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. So pleased, so honored to be chatting it up and celebrating the best and brightest of these beautiful British Virginals, of course, while inspiring a generation of greatness. I'm Ron Grant, your host. I want to thank you once again. I'll see you next week.